Hey everybody, and welcome to this episode of Previous Reviews, taking a look at comic books coming into stores in May 2014. I'm Kevin Hickey.
And I am Ricky Lima.
And Ricky, would you please do the viewers out there the honor, the pleasure, if you will, of letting them know where this episode is coming to them from?
This is coming to them from Brampton, Ontario, Canada, once again from our Sidekick store. The Brampton is the finest gym in the Infinity Gauntlet, perhaps the reality gym.
Because Brampton keeps it real, right?
That's
what it comes down to.
And we're the Cosmos in that new Cosmos series that came out. Did you watch that? That was pretty good.
I did not, but you're the second person to mention it to me today.
Yeah.
I would go as far as to say we are the Carcosa to the Yellow King.
Whatever that means, yeah. That was a weird episode. I didn't know what was going on. Half that it show.
It's all good.
I was like, what?
Ricky, Previews is the magazine that most comic shops use to order in their comic-related merchandise. And May is a huge month for comic stores because, of course, the first Saturday of every May is Free Comic Book Day. And we'll have a video as we get closer to Free Comic Book Day about all the books that will be available that day. But for now, we're going to talk about the books that actually cost money. The books that pay our rent for May. And there's a lot of good stuff coming out, and you'll want to be in your local comic shop and adding these books to your pull list. And if you don't have a pull list at your comic shop, you really should be setting one up. It's the best way to guarantee you get all the books that you want week in and week out.
Always have people coming in looking for books, and they're like, "Oh, you're sold out." It's like, yeah, man. If you subscribed, we would.
Be like, all these customers in these boxes behind us, they all got them. Yeah. Sorry. But anyway, I digress. First up today, we're going to be looking at a new weekly series from DC Comics called The New 52, Future's End. 5 years from now, the DC Universe is reeling from a war with another Earth, leaving the world unprepared for an approaching evil that threatens to destroy the future. Can a time-traveling Batman Beyond help a massive cast of the DCU's finest avert the impending apocalypse? Find out in this new weekly series that will forever alter the direction of the New 52 and shake its foundations to the very core.
Oh, is that seriously written there?
That last part's not written there. New 52 Future's End, we've got 4 issues coming out in May. These got a $2.99 US cover price. What do you think of this? We're bringing Batman Beyond into the main DCU, if you can call it that, 5 years ahead.
That's pretty cool. I mean, Terry, what's his name, Bradshaw?
Terry McGinnis.
Terry McGinnis.
Terry Bradshaw is a famous football player slash commentator. Hall of Famer, I believe.
Terry McGinnis, he was pretty cool. I like the show. I don't know, man. DC seems to, like, they seem to just want to do stuff but not have it relevant to, like, right now, so they're just...
Yeah, like, I want to know what's going on in the current timeline.
Right?
They keep going, like, year 0 and 5 years ahead, and...
Yeah. Or, like, with Superman Action Comics, that was, like, 5 years...
When it started, it was 5 years before.
What?
Yeah, I hear you. I kind of... Because, you know, 5 years in the future for Future's End, we know that by the end of Future's End, that is not going to be the future 5 years from now.
Yeah.
Because something will happen and they'll be able to change the course of history. And,
yeah.
Yeah.
Batman Beyond is cool. So.
That is cool. So we're going to read it regardless. And we got people like Brian Azzarello and Jeff Lemire contributing.
So they're credited for all 4 issues. Is it like broken up?
Well, yeah, I'm guessing because it's a weekly series that they kind of have to take a writer's room approach to it, and you know, the 4 of them will get together, flesh out the ideas, and then they'll kind of break it off into chunks, and they'll each handle a bit. Sure,
it always worries me when they have more writers than artists on a book.
But I think you have to in this case because it's you know, it's a weekly series. And the artists change too. It starts with Patrick Zircher doing issue 1. Then you've got Jesus Marino and Dan Green on issue 2. Then Dan Jurgens and Mark Irwin on issue 3. And then Aaron Leprestre and Art Thieber. And then other artists for issue 4. So if that kind of thing bugs you, which I know it bugs a lot of people when the artist changes so often. then this may not be the series for you.
Mm-hmm. Especially like in trades. You ever read a trade where the art just keeps changing? And
Yeah.
Like, what's going on? I dislike.
But it may fit with the story here. So,
That's true.
if they're featuring different characters and different situations every week, I guess, then it won't be so bad.
Up next, we have Superman Doomed. Beginning the super event you've been waiting for in the New 52, Superman vs. Doomsday in a way you've never seen before. And with Doomsday's deadly new abilities, in this battle, there can be no winners. The Man of Steel must unleash insane levels of power in order to do the job, only to terrify the world he's saving. Beating Doomsday is only the beginning of this never-ending battle. Didn't both of them die last time?
Listen, man, this is Doomsday New 52 Redux,
This isn't even the first time he's appeared in the
It's
New
the
52.
remix. But it's Superman versus Doomsday, New 52 styles. I think a lot of people are excited about this. A lot of people that bought into the Superman Doomsday thing in the 90s, I think we're going to see in shops looking to pick this
I
one
don't
up.
know, didn't they, history's going to repeat itself? I don't understand. These are going to be the same people in 20 years coming into our shop and be like, hey, I got the Death of Superman.
I've got the Black Bag edition.
Yeah. Come on, people.
I am excited for this book, though.
Why is it written by so many people?
It's a one-shot, and it's an extended one-shot. It's 48 pages. Okay, and it's going to lead into the Superman versus Doomsday books in weeks to come after that.
Oh, so this is
kicking it all off, this whole Doom storyline. And then you've got Scott Liddell and Greg Pak writing along with Charles Soule, who you're a big fan
I'm
of
a huge
now.
fan of him, but I mean, but these other guys are good.
Ken Lashley doing the art. That's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
A blank cover for this, which is going to mean lots of Superman Doomsday fighting opportunities on the cover of your custom blank cover. Yeah, I think it's going to be huge.
It's definitely going to be huge, but I don't think it should be.
It tugs on that nostalgia, those strings of your heart, right? The nostalgia.
I guess. I don't know.
I don't know.
Hopefully not.
I think it's going to be great. I think it's going to be a top seller. It's going to make my store money, I hope, so that we can pay that rent we were talking about earlier. And I'm super excited to see Ken Lashley on such an important Superman book. So, thumbs up from this guy. Thumbs kind of held out like this by this guy.
I'm just iffy, man. I don't like to get burned again.
Okay, next up we have a new title from Mark Millar, and it's part of the all-new Millar World universe, and it's called MPH.
Is that miles per hour?
Miles per hour is what you would think, right? And here's what it's all about. The all-new Millar World universe kicks into high gear with the launch of Millar and Figueiredo's Fast and Furious miniseries. When a group of hard-luck teens in Motor City stumble upon a street drug called MPH, they gain the power of super speed. Will they use it to save the world? Hell no! Not when there's dollar bills to be had, y'all.
Oh my God.
A high-octane urban adventure, MPH brings you super speed like you've never seen before. This launch features a variant cover by Jock, a blank cover variant, and a special series of linked cover variants by Duncan Figueiredo, showcasing the book's cast. All right. Very street, this book. It's going to be very street level. All about the dollar bills, y'all.
That was literally the stupidest copy I've ever read.
Hey, man.
That's so dumb.
Why you got to be so down on, the way kids are speaking these days?
I'm pretty sure no one.
Texting
Yeah,
and
no, I'm pretty sure
and
anyone.
the MSN and the AIM, the ICQ. Kids are getting into it these days,
with,
man.
America Online, get some of that AOL internet. But no, you know what? I mean, Mark Millar, he's got a track record of making good stuff. So I'm gonna give the benefit of the doubt, but I'm worried because it doesn't sound overly impressive. I'll say.
Well, the preview pages look pretty good. You know, like when a comic book writer tries to write street dialogue and it comes across as really disingenuous and corny. There's no indication of that here, so maybe Mark Millar brushed up on his street talk. He spent some time undercover in a gang, or you know, maybe he shivved a few fools here and there.
Hopefully,
you know?
hopefully.
Don't hope for that. It's not a good thing to hope for.
It makes the writing better.
Anyways, MPH coming out in May. It is going to be a 5-issue miniseries book.
Up next, we have Trees #1. 10 years after they landed, all over the world, and they did nothing, standing on the surface of the earth like trees, exerting their silent pressure on the world, as if there was no one here and nothing underfoot. 10 years since we learned that there is intelligent life in the universe, but they did not recognize us as intelligent or alive. Beginning a new science fiction graphic novel by Warren Ellis and Jason Howard. So what is this, like trees from space and they gonna kill people?
That's what it sounds like. It sounds like trees coming from space and like digging their roots into the ground and
I'm confused though, because this is saying it's an original graphic novel, but it's only 32 pages.
Well, I think the intention is that it will get collected into a graphic novel. And this
So
goes more towards what we're talking about recently with you know, writing comics for the trade instead of
But this is a comic. Come on.
So this is by Warren Ellis, which is awesome. He's a fantastic writer, as everybody out there knows. And it's illustrated by Jason Howard, and his art's awesome as well.
You know what?
Alien trees.
Yeah. I mean, that's an interesting concept. I think I'd read #1 just to figure out what's going on. But these pages really do look wicked.
Like, we've had alien humanoid type figures. We've had alien insect type characters with stuff like Starship Troopers and
Black Hole Hunters Club.
Black Hole Hunters Club. And then we've had alien plant life in, what was that movie with David Duchovny and Stifler? Evolution. Orlando Jones as well was in that. Now we have alien trees.
Interesting.
I don't think that's been done before.
No, and apparently their root structures are skulls. So you know that they're
Wow.
deadly.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. That's cool. So yeah, really interested in this book. I think it's going to be a big one for Image, given the talent that's working on it. Also comes out on my birthday, May 28th. So note that in your calendars, everybody.
Yeah. I think, I almost feel like...
You just glossed over that so quickly.
Hey man, what do you want me to do?
Yeah.
But I feel like the copywriters need to tell us a little bit more what's going on. I mean, I feel like they're resting on the laurels of like Warren Ellis, and they're just like, yeah, you're gonna read it. Like, what's it about? Sure, alien trees, but like,
there's some mystery to it. There's some intrigue, I think.
Yeah.
All right, next up is a title that could be quite interesting. It's a unique concept, and the design and the art looks really, really cool. It's called COWL, but the COWL is what do you call it?
Acronym?
It's an acronym. One of those. And so it's C.O.W.L, and it's COWL #1, and this is what it's about. Welcome to the Chicago Organized Workers League, the world's first superhero labor union. While COWL once stood as a beacon of hope against an epidemic of organized crime and an unbeatable brotherhood of supervillains, the union now faces its fiercest foe yet, a disillusioned public. In targeting the last of the great villains, COWL attempts to prove its value to the world, to each other, while staving off villainy from both outside and inside its offices. All right.
Interesting.
Yeah, a labor union for superheroes.
Yeah, that sounds pretty cool. It's almost like Watchmen with the Minutemen, which, I mean, I know it wasn't a labor union, but...
It's like almost any superhero team, like Justice League or whatever, like an organization of them getting together, but at the same time it's a labor union. So imagine if the Justice League, you know, all got together, but then they had to have like a union steward and had to file grievances and, you know, occasionally had to go on strike. Like, does COWL go on strike? Do they just be like, are they just like, yeah, you know, the government's not paying us enough money, so we're going on strike for a little while. Have fun, supervillains. We'll be out here picketing, holding our arms over the drum full of fire, and not getting burned because we're invulnerable to it.
That's true.
Yeah.
The art looks crazy wicked.
Yeah, it's Rod Rice, who is doing the art on it. It looks really cool. Very like untraditional comic book style. Very realistic but artistic at the same time. And yeah, it looks fantastic. Yeah, I think it's going to be set sometime in the past. It looks like somewhere around the 1940s or so by the art that we have here.
Nice.
So really cool. A period piece, if you will.
About labor union.
Yeah. Now, will this be very pro-union or very anti-union, do you think?
I think by the sounds of it, it's going to be anti-union because
Really?
the public's against them and everything. So.
But the public's probably against them for like really wrong reasons, and at the end of the
That's true.
series, they're going to win the public trust back over.
I'm going to be watching this book very carefully because at Stadium.
This will form our opinions on whether or not to have labor unions at Stadium. I, for one, am against them.
Whoa.
Just saying.
Unions are great. No.
Working conditions at Stadium are pretty good so far.
I got this scar the other day from a nerd who was like,
give me the book. That happens?
Yeah, all the time.
Okay.
Up next, we have a book, The Woods, #1. We go from trees to woods.
Keeping with a very arborist type theme going on.
I like it. On October 16th, 2013, 437 students, 52 teachers, and 24 additional staff from Bay Point Preparatory High School in suburban Milwaukee, Wisconsin, vanished without a trace. Countless light years away, far from the bounds of the charted universe, 513 people find themselves in the middle of an ancient primordial wilderness. Where are they? Why are they there? The answers will prove stranger than anyone could possibly imagine.
Alright.
Whoa, that's a lot of people. Like, to focus on a group of 513 people?
Well, I'm sure they won't focus on all of them.
That's true. Yeah, maybe they'll die. Most of them.
A lot of the ones we don't get introduced to will probably be expendable and have to be eaten, probably.
Of course, of course.
That's what happens in these types of stories.
Do you think this book is connected to the trees? Do you think these kids come back with seedlings in their pockets and then makes the trees?
Could have an Image Comics, Boom Comics crossover.
Right? Who's writing this? James
Tynion IV, who you know from stuff like Gates of Gotham and Talon for DC Comics.
True.
A lot of great books. He's also working on Batman Eternal. And in here it says that he is like the protege of Scott Snyder, so...
Yeah. So,
you know what that means. So, is this gonna... Do you think it's gonna be a little bit like Lord of the Flies, but in the forests? You think the students, being that they outnumber the authority figures, will seize power?
Yeah,
I think so too.
Yeah, there's basically going to be like Lord of the Flies on Space Alien Forest.
Yeah, and then, you know, Piggy'll like die at some point.
He'll get killed by one of the trees probably.
Yeah. Too bad, Piggy. Too bad. The art looks amazing. Ramon Perez is contributing a cover, so that's got a cool Toronto connection. And yeah, Boom's been putting out some pretty good stuff lately. So, all right, next from the House of Ideas, also known as Marvel, we have Original Sin, issue #1 of 8. Who shot the Watcher? The Watcher, the mysterious space god who's been watching us from the moon for as long as we can remember, is dead. Thus begins the greatest murder mystery in Marvel Comics history. Nick Fury leads the heroes of the Marvel Universe in an investigation. Other forces are marshalling as well, and other questions are arising. Why is Black Panther gathering a secret team of his own, including Emma Frost, the Punisher, and Doctor Strange? Who is the Unseen? What was the original sin? What was stolen from the Watcher's lair? And most importantly, who now holds the Marvel Universe's darkest secrets in the palm of their hand?
The earth-shattering secret. Okay, so why does it matter if the Watcher gets shot? Doesn't he just watch?
Because when he shows up, you know that there's some serious crap going down. Like if we were sitting here right now filming
and the Watcher
previous reviews, and then all of a sudden we looked over and the Watcher was there, we'd be like, "Oh my God!"
See, but the thing
this is a pivotal moment in human history.
It's true,
and we need to like recognize that.
But like, he just shows up because he's really crappy at his job. Like he's not supposed to show up, right? That's like the thing.
Yeah.
He's not supposed to. Like, we're not even supposed to know he exists.
Yeah, he's like an observer,
Yeah,
right?
so why does it matter if he gets shot? Like, who cares? I don't know. Maybe there's like some mystical universe ramifications to him not being there, but...
I'm sure there are. And
Like,
what do you think the original sin is? I think the original sin is Spider-Man, like, letting his uncle die. I don't know.
It might even relate to when Beast brought the X-Men, like the old X-Men, into the future, because I know that had huge ramifications on like everything. So it might be that. Maybe the X-Men are going back.
I like it if it was something awesome, like you know, Captain America one time didn't hang the toilet paper after he replaced it the right way. He did it like under when it should be over, and Watcher's like, that's an original sin, and then Captain America shot him to cover up the fact that he didn't put the toilet paper on the right way.
That's brilliant. Is this Nick Fury on the cover here?
Yeah, it's old Nick Fury.
Yeah,
I guess old Nick Fury's coming back.
He doesn't look like that. But...
Original Nick Fury.
And he's got like a metal beard now. What's up with that?
Well, I'm sure it's like his space armor suit or some stuff. Can I just give my other theory as to who shot the Watcher?
Okay.
Maggie Simpson.
Yes, I agree.
Obviously.
Obviously. Or maybe it's Bob Marley, right? Because he shot...
He shot the sheriff. He didn't shoot the Watcher. But my theory is that the Watcher was reaching for some candy to steal from Maggie. And Maggie, the gun went off, and
it's true.
There you go.
Poor guy.
Case closed. All right, and finally today we're going to talk about another one of these Year 1 stories, but this time it involves Amazing Spider-Man. Amazing Spider-Man number 1.1, Year 1, Learning to Crawl. He sought revenge and found responsibility. From that night on, a new life began. Join Peter Parker as he takes his first steps towards finding his way in the world of Spider-Man. The chapter you never knew about the story you know by heart. Dan Slott and Ramon Perez bring you a new and reverent spin on the first 60 days of Spider-Man. This could be cool.
I'm totally interested.
Yeah.
Dan Slott has been writing Spider-Man for like forever. He is basically Peter Parker.
Is it fair to say that, that Dan Slott is a superhero in his own right?
I think so.
Yeah.
He's got jolly powers that can make everyone happy around him. It's great.
He's very excitable.
Great guy.
He's he likes to use Twitter.
He's the best, basically.
Basically, he's the best.
But he like, if anyone could write a good Spider-Man origin story, I think he could do it.
Yeah.
He knows Spider-Man pretty.
So this is another one of these .1 books. So,
so is this going to be like a graphic novel?
No, it's going to be .1, .2, .3, .4. I think it's I think it's 4 issues that it's going to span, but don't quote me on that. And of course, it'll come out in May, just after the release of Amazing Spider-Man 1, which is smart marketing on the part of Marvel, because people will come in, buy issue number 1, and they'll say, "What's next? Issue number 2?" And we'll be like, "No, but wait, it's 1.1."
Yeah.
1.2. So that should be a lot of fun, and it'll be great to see some different Peter Parker stories.
Yeah, and different artists too. Like, I don't think Ramon Perez has done a Spider-Man story, right?
No, he hasn't. He hasn't.
That's exciting.
That's it for the books. One honorable mention, an Andre the Giant, the Living Legend graphic novel.
Whoa, is this by that Blue Ocean group?
No, it's not by Blue Water. It's by a legitimate guy. Actually, it's by Box Brown, who does, he's been doing webcomics forever on the internet. Anyway, I've been hearing really good reviews about this Andre the Giant book. Definitely going to check it out. Big Andre the Giant fan.
Nice. Hopefully they talk about the Princess Bride in it.
Yeah, or the body slam that like shook the world at WrestleMania 3. Hogan like.
We should have a show where it's just you talking about WrestleMania.
Oh man, I could talk about like 80s and 90s wrestling all day long. Don't ask me about what's going on now, like CM Punk and.
You know a little bit, but not.
Yeah, CM Punk and Sheamus and Batista. Is Batista still a thing?
No, he's making movies now.
Oh, okay, so there you go.
Yeah, well.
Anyways, that's it for the comics this month. Take care, and we'll see you all next time when we talk about Collectibles coming out starting in May 2014.